For all the talk of global influence, next-level branding, and Hollywood power moves, Meghan Markle has finally admitted what industry insiders suspected for months: there will be no season 3 of her and Prince Harry's Netflix docu-series. The Duchess of Sussex tried to dress it up with smooth corporate language during her appearance at the Fortune Most Powerful Women Summit in Washington, but beneath the polished words was a clear reality: the Sussex-Netflix experiment has run out of steam. Meghan framed the end of their overall deal with Netflix as if it were some kind of strategic evolution, comparing it to Barack and Michelle Obama's deal with the same platform. "My husband and I were in an overall deal with Netflix. Once that had come to its term, the extension of it, which was such an incredible sign of the strength of our partnership, was now being in a first-look deal," she said. The language was careful. It was meant to sound like a graduation, a move from one level of power to another. But anyone familiar with how Hollywood deals work can see the subtext. When a streaming giant ends a broad, expensive overall deal and replaces it with a first-look arrangement, it's not a promotion, it's a downgrade. It's Netflix saying, "We're not giving you guaranteed money anymore. Show us something worthwhile first." And that's precisely the problem Meghan faces. For all the hype, the Sussexes have not delivered a steady stream of compelling, commercially successful content since their initial docuseries in 2022. Their Spotify venture collapsed in embarrassment. Netflix extended their partnership, yes, but on a leash. The overall deal, rumored to be worth $100 million, was based on the assumption that Meghan and Harry would become prolific, bankable producers. Instead, they produced a single docuseries, a mediocre Heart of Invictus show, and little else. At the summit, Meghan tried to spin the shift into a narrative of creative freedom. "It gives us flexibility to go to our partners first, then at the same time, shop content that might not be the right fit for Netflix but has a home somewhere else," she explained. This is classic Meghan, packaging a setback as an innovation. That flexibility she mentions isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Netflix is no longer footing the bill for her every idea. Now, she has to shop her concepts around like any other producer, hoping someone will bite. This is a sharp fall from the lofty promises she and Harry made when they left royal life. Remember, their post-royal era was supposed to be about inspiring content, impactful storytelling, and global reach. In reality, their entertainment career has been thin on output and heavy on excuses. Meghan's announcement confirms what many observers already concluded: the Sussexes' golden Hollywood chapter has dimmed considerably. Even more telling is the absence of any clear future projects. When asked about the rumored holiday special, Meghan deflected, giving no concrete timeline or details. A seasoned Hollywood figure with a thriving slate would seize such a moment to tease upcoming hits, build excitement, or hint at major collaborations. Meghan offered none of that. Instead, she leaned on vague language and branding talk about her as ever label, a sign that she's trying to shift attention from content to image. But branding alone won't sustain a Hollywood production company. Netflix is a business. It rewards performance, not speeches. The Sussexes may be media personalities, but they are not proven content powerhouses. Without the royal mystique to prop up their initial splash, they now face the same brutal industry test as everyone else: can you deliver, or can't you? Meghan's insistence on comparing her deal to the Obamas is particularly ironic. Higher Ground, the Obamas company, has produced a steady stream of successful documentaries and films that have won critical acclaim, including an Oscar. Meghan and Harry, on the other hand, have spent more time in headlines for personal grievances than for artistic achievements. The comparison only highlights the gap between what Meghan wants people to perceive and the reality of her track record. There's also a deeper issue at play: credibility. Meghan's words often project confidence, but the industry has become wary. Promises of impactful storytelling ring hollow when there's little to show. Netflix executives likely extended the partnership on a first-look basis as a face-saving compromise, keeping the door open just enough to avoid public embarrassment, but making it clear that the days of automatic green lights are over. Meanwhile, the so-called holiday special, which Meghan danced around, feels like a last-ditch attempt to squeeze one more event out of their dwindling Netflix era. It's less about creative vision and more about staying relevant in a space that has already moved on. The irony is sharp. Meghan Markle built her post-royal identity on the idea that she was stepping into a more authentic, influential role in global media. Now, she's facing the same corporate downsizing, strategic pivots, and reality checks that countless Hollywood hopefuls encounter. The Duchess, who once claimed she was just getting started, is now explaining why nothing is happening. Netflix hasn't just walked away, they've handed Meghan and Harry the producer's hustle. If they want airtime, they'll have to earn it. And judging by Meghan's vague, PR-polished statements at the summit, the road ahead looks less like a glamorous Hollywood reign and more like a tough, uncertain slog. The headline says it all: no season 3. What began as a royal media empire now resembles a stalled project desperately searching for momentum. Meghan Markle may still command a microphone, but Hollywood has quietly turned down the volume.